Thank you. I'm just going to take this in for a minute. Good morning, everybody. In May of 2014, a short documentary was posted about the life of Shannon. Now, Shannon has since then gone on to be a social media and YouTube phenomenon. Her life and her story have impacted people across the globe. In this documentary, Shannon told the two lives that she felt she had to live while in college. One being an active and proud member of her sorority, and the other being a lesbian. Now, although Shannon's story is incredibly inspiring, it's not entirely unique. There are many people on college campuses that feel they have to pursue a double life in order to maintain their social status within their organizations. And I was one of those people. Hi, I'm Jacki. I'm a proud member of the Greek community. I'm a former sorority president, and I am a lesbian. I came to terms with my sexuality the summer after my sophomore year of college. It was at this point in my life that I had been established at my university. I was a leader within my sorority, and it was looking as though I was to become the next president. And it was also at this time, because of the fear of the unknown and the absolute feeling of isolation, that I decided to keep my sexuality a secret from everyone around me. Because there are many stereotypes that are applied to the Greek community. The expectation is that you are going to be white, blonde, privileged, rich, straight individuals, and all you want to do is drink, haze, and have sex. Now, many parts of this stereotype are actively being fought on an international, national, and local level, but the conversation of everyone being straight hasn't yet come to the surface. And it's because of this lack of conversation that I wanted to give this talk. I actually got a little bit of validation from one of my best friends. She just sent me a text because she had explained what my talk was about to a casual person at her university, and that individual is going through the same thing that I went through. This is my story of what it's like when you don't check the straight box. Because honestly, if you Google gay and Greek, what you primarily get, if you get anything, is an equal parts amount of local articles about fraternity members either accepting or rejecting their gay members. But there really isn't anything for lesbians. And non-surprisingly, if you Google lesbians and sorority, what you typically get is porn. With one anonymous article about what it's like being the closeted lesbian of your sorority. There isn't that much out there. So I don't check that box. I'm not straight. And I'm here to tell you what happens. A lot of interesting things started happening. When I finally got the courage to start telling people, I distinctly remember two of my sorority sisters. One of them is the most Catholic and the most Republican person you will ever meet in your life. And I thought to myself, well, if she can love me, surely everyone else can. And sadly surprisingly, she completely accepted me without a second thought and has been my biggest advocate to this day. Another one of my sorority sisters, when I told her, I was very anxious for a date that I was about to go on, and she could tell that there was something off. She talked me through it, and later that night sent me a text that still brings me to happy tears to this day, but one line in particular was, "Jacki, I never loved you because you were straight. I love you because you're you." And as I started to come out to more and more people, I ended up getting introduced to other women who were like me. I started to feel that I wasn't alone. And some of these women I ended up becoming a mentor for because they were just now exploring their sexuality and they were going through that isolation, feeling utterly alone. But the difference was I was able to catch them at the very beginning. I've seen developments, Greek ally programs being established on different college campuses, training individuals on how to be an advocate, an ally, someone to support the people around you. I've seen date party policies completely change to where they're no longer gender specific. You can take anyone you want. And I've seen women take advantage of that and take their girlfriends or whoever they were dating at the time. And one thing in particular is, this is what I truly want to say. Although it may be baffling, every single person that I have told in any of my communities, but specifically the Greek community, has accepted me without a second thought, without a question. Because they truly do love me as a person. They never loved me because I was straight. And it's because of this that I was brave enough to stand in front of my entire chapter and come out to them, which ended up with resounding applause and an awkward joke about how, don't worry, I never hit on you. But now that I'm on the other side, I've become a better leader, I've become a better sister, I've become a better person. Because when you pursue a double life, it's not two of you in two different worlds, it's half of you trying to sustain two identities, which is emotionally, physically exhausting. And if you are not entirely yourself, you can't be the person you truly want to be. So as I've told some of the women that I've mentored, I wish I had been honest at the very beginning. I wish I had told my sorority sisters whenever I finally accepted this part about myself. I wish I had given them the chance to prove my fears and the idea of becoming a social pariah wrong, as they have today. Times are changing, and it is time to change with them. Thank you.